everybody, and welcome to AskPolymathGeddy, your polymathic source for all information, knowledge, and wisdom. Today's question is from Kaylin in Kentucky. Yes, we have heard from her before. Her question is, what made you decide to become a bodybuilder, musician, and how did you find out that you have a liking to Johnny Depp? How is it that you don't let bodybuilding and looking like Johnny Depp get to your head? I mean, a lot of women like him and guys want to be him, and what makes you so passionate about politics? Okay, well, you're really touching a lot of topics at once here, so let's focus on the two most common things, which is the Johnny Depp thing and the bodybuilding thing. As far as the Johnny Depp lookalike thing, I feel like it's just genetics. It's all it really is. You know, we're around the same height, we're almost the same weight. I have more muscle than him, obviously. I have no tattoos, and he's loaded with them. He's got piercings all over the place, and his ears and whatnot. I don't. We do have a lot of differences. His interests are kind of similar to mine, but not totally the same. I'm more interested actually in the classics. Now, he is too, but to him, classics are more like the 1930s, 40s, 50s, 60s. To me, the classics are the 1400s, the 1500s, and the 1600s. Yeah, and we can say some of the 1700s. So for me, I like digging deeper into the annals of history. I don't like just going within the last century to find out what my grandparents liked. I like looking back 10, 20 generations in the past and really digging into that time period just to kind of engulf myself in it, because the Renaissance, come on, that's what I'm all about. So if anyone who knows me knows anything, they should know I am a Renaissance man, and the Renaissance period is probably my favorite in human history, with a second close coming up with the classical era, which is the era of Mozart and the era of the founding fathers of America. So I'm kind of torn, but I have to say I'm a Renaissance man at heart, and that's what I truly respect, and that's what I truly admire and try to aspire to become. And that's what I'm inspired by. So as far as like looking up to Johnny Depp and all this, yeah, I think he's a great actor. You know, I don't know too much about his personal life. I don't really need to. I know he's a man of character. I know he respects women. I know that he likes helping kids at hospitals and so on, dressed like Jack Sparrow, giving them a little happiness when they're sick and everything. That's great. But honestly, he is not a role model for me personally, and what I mean by that is I'm not trying to be an actor. I'm not trying to have the friends he has and live the kind of lifestyle that he lives. For me, I'm more on an intellectual pursuit. I'm more of a writer, I'm more of a thinker, I'm more of a philosopher, I'm more of a theologian and a scientist and an inventor than he is. I like applying my mind to producing great works and not just acting and making loads and loads of money for it. So we do have differences, and I hope that anyone who sees me could appreciate those differences and actually acknowledge them first of all, and then you can appreciate them. But really, I mean, we're very similar in very strange ways, and we're also different in some other ways. So, you know, don't try to pigeonhole everyone. Try to say this guy looks like this, so he must be everything that this guy is. Don't do that. And another thing you don't want to do is judge someone based on your own subjectivity. Get to know them, ask questions, like you're doing right now, which is okay, you know? So if you want to know, I'm giving you an answer. It's really good to ask questions, because only when you ask questions will you be able to truly know for sure what the truth is. Because if you're just coming to your own conclusions, a lot of times that might be off base. A lot of times that might be rooted in your own subjectivity or the position of your standpoint viewing the situation, and it's not always what it may seem to be to you. So as far as my heroes and everything, I really look up to founding fathers. I look up to the Renaissance artists. I look up to the classical musicians of the past. I look up to the progressive rock genre. It's because I'm a rocker at heart too, and I am a musician, a drummer, percussionist, songwriter, arranger, producer, and so for me, progressive rock is a big deal to me. But that wasn't really part of your question, but you're asking about Johnny Depp, and he is a rocker, so he's more on the classic rock category. I'm more progressive rock / orchestra / jazz. You know, I'm more of a musician's musician. He's more of a classic beatniks musician. You know, he's more into like the music from, I don't know, 60s, 70s, maybe a little bit of 80s in there. For me, I'm more rooted in intricacy and complexity of song structure, and I really love classical adaptations to rock music. Emerson, Lake and Palmer is a great band. You should look them up. R.I.P. Emerson and Lake. Palmer, keep it going for us, man. We need you. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Johnny Depp, yes, I am a fan of his films. I'm not the kind of person who buys all his gear and shirts and stuff and goes to every movie, but I do like what he does, and I do like what a lot of people do. I think DiCaprio is a great actor. I think there are lots and lots of great actors out there today that, you know, there's really no limit to it. I mean, music over time has downgraded, but the films have gone up, I think, in terms of overall quality. So the music industry is suffering, but the film industry and the movie industry is doing pretty well. As far as bodybuilding goes, I grew up, I guess you could say, in a household with my mother and stepfather, and they went to the gym regularly during a certain period of the earlier years, should I say. Like from when I was like 9 through 12 or so. They were very religious with their fitness, and my father, biological father that I didn't really grow up with, he was also heavily involved in bodybuilding, and he got pretty massive. He got really buff and everything. I have a younger brother who also did the same. And so I know it's in my blood to be able to do this. My mother did really well with fitness. My father did well in his own way. I figured if I have a mother and father who can do this, why can't I? So I figured absolutely I want to, but I never really had the chance during my life prior to this point to get to really train much and to see what I can make of myself physically, because I've been so focused on music and my dreams as a musician, maybe as an artist too, and also as a writer, so I haven't really had a chance to be able to go full throttle into fitness. But over the past 4 or 5 years I made pretty good progress, fell back and moved forward. It's really important to gauge your progress with numbers and statistics and timelines, and also look in the mirror, take pictures, compare the pictures, and really don't stress too much over where you're at the moment. Give yourself a phase to go through. You understand? So it's not just about reaching a goal and yeah, I got there, because in 3 months you might be worse off than when you met that last goal. So you're constantly relapsing, and your body's finding ways of getting used to the movements and exercises, so you're not growing and getting stronger anymore. And then you might get discouraged, or something may come up in your life. You may be out of the gym, your diet might get off for a minute, and there you go. You look worse than you did 2 or 3 months ago, and now you have to build back into it. I mean, it doesn't take much to lose muscle when you're natural, especially if you go a period of time without the proper nutrition and exercise. Your body's going to respond, because your body only holds the muscle it needs to survive on a regular basis. You can't have excessive muscle without exercising it regularly. It doesn't make any sense. Your body doesn't have an ability to hold muscle unnecessarily. It only holds muscle that it uses and needs, basically, to survive. Because your body is a survival machine, not just a machine designed to build muscle and become massive and everything. So anyway, I should have probably flexed for you earlier, right? There you go. There's no pump here, so my arms get to about 16.5 roughly, give or take. My chest is around 43, pump is around 44. My waist on a good day is around 32. I don't mean my pant size, which also is 32, but I mean my actual waist, which normally most people wear their pants 4 inches or 6 inches bigger than their actual waist size, and then they wear a belt and pretend like they're thin. But anyway, thanks for your questions. I hope I answered them pretty well for you. It's been a very long time since I've been able to really focus on answering questions, so I will be answering more very shortly. Thank you very much for your support, and if you like this video, like and subscribe, pass it on. If you want to find me on social media, you can find me on Facebook, Geddy Friedman, Polymath the Renaissance Man. You can find me on Instagram, that would be me, PolymathG. And if you want to find me on YouTube, just refresh this page and watch me again, because you found me. And that's about it. So thank you very much, everyone. I will catch you all later. Bye.